and thanks so much for dropping by today. Today I want to talk about how much money it would take for you to feel like you had truly arrived. Let's check it out. Now I am a big-time Tim Ferriss fan. He wrote The 4-Hour Workweek, among other things, 4-Hour Chef, 4-Hour Body, as well as podcasts, blogs. He is the guru of our generation, and I am a big fan. This book in particular, I have worn out and then bought more copies for family because I just love it. But I wanted to take something that he does in his book called Dreamlining and take it to the next level. The basic premise of Tim Ferriss's Dreamline is to show you that you really don't have to make a lot more money than you're already making in order to feel like you're living a more abundant, high-quality life. And I've done several Dreamlines from his book based on, say, 3-month segments of time, 6-month, 12-month, whatever the segment of time that I'm feeling like I need to work on at that time. I've done several in the past, and for my own purposes, and then to share with you, I really wanted to add to it and share with you my little spin on the original Dreamline. The reason I want to do this is because I feel like as children, you know, of course we all wanted to be bazillionaires, and more specifically now as adults, we tend to have this random goal in mind, this amount in our heads that if only we could reach that amount of money in our earnings each year, then we will have arrived. Then we will be rich and wealthy and living our fullest life. So that amount might be $100,000, it might be $500,000, it may be if only I were a millionaire, I will have arrived. But until we put a pencil to paper and really do the math with specific examples of what that life would look like, then who knows how much that amount is. So we're just pulling numbers out of the air, and that's telling us very little. I want my version of the Dreamline to be something more realistic, something you can actually hold on to, not a pie in the sky number of, I wish I could make $1 million, or I would like to make $500,000 a year, or here is the amount, whatever that blank is for you, that if only I could make that much money, then I could live the life I'd always dreamed of. I want you to have a set amount, a goal that you can work towards for the coming year that is your exact number and not a pie in the sky number. And this is where my version of Tim Ferriss's Dreamline comes in. I'm calling my version the True Earnings Goal Estimate, and TEGA for short, and here's how it works. Like Tim Ferriss's Dreamline, you're going to have a having category, a being category, and a doing category. Category 1 is the having category. So make a list on scrap paper of all of the things that you would love to have in order to make you feel like you had truly arrived. Then take the top 3 items on that list and write them down on our TEGA. So maybe number 1 is that you want a new Subaru Outback. Be as specific as possible. Don't just say a new car. You find that car that you really want to have and you figure out how much that's going to cost you a month. Maybe number 2 is you really want to have 3 massages a week because it's so relaxing, it makes you feel good, and how much more decadent can you get than to have massages? That's just one of those ups and extras that most people can't necessarily fit into their budget each week. Maybe number 3 is you really want an office space all of your own. Maybe you don't have an office currently, maybe you work from home and really would love to have an off-site office space to make you feel like you could organize and go there for peace, quiet, and focus. So make those 3 things, your top 3 priorities on your have list. Category 2 is the being category. So similar to the having category that we just listed, now you list your top 3 priority items for things that you would love to be if money were no object. For example, if you want to be a triathlete, but you don't necessarily have the budget for all of the gear that triathlon requires, or the race entry fees, or the travel expenses, but you really want to be a triathlete, put that on your list. Factor in how much that's going to cost you each month in order to live this triathlon lifestyle. If you really want to be strong and flexible, maybe that's not a great expense item. Maybe that just requires you to have a gym membership that you don't already have. Say $50 a month, or however much your gym membership would be. Maybe yoga classes or whatnot. But factor in how much it would cost to make you be strong and flexible. Maybe you would like to be a photographer. So how much would the equipment cost if you don't already have it? How much would additional advanced photography classes cost, whether it's at the local junior college or at the camera shops, or actually getting a photography degree from a university of your choice? Factor in what that would cost. How much does that represent in money, and what does it look like for you in your dream world? Category number 3 is the doing category. Now, several of these categories could overlap depending on, the wording, but we're not arguing semantics here. We're just trying to categorize and put a hard number to what your dream life looks like. So, say in the doing category, your top 3 items are, you really want to start amping up your current family vacations, or you want to make sure, like me, that you get a family vacation each year. So put a price tag on that. How much does that look like? Maybe you still have a school debt, or you want to get your house paid off, and you have that kind of a debt looming over your head. What does that look like? Possibly you would like to really be able to do more exploring in your area and go to more museums or plays or whatnot. How much would that be each month? Factor in your top 3 priority doing items. Now, onto the math. The first step is to calculate your true current monthly living expenses and multiply that times 1.3, just for a little bit of wiggle room for emergencies or whatnot. Step 2, add up your having category. Figure how much that is going to cost you a month to have that dream having lifestyle. Step 3, add up your being category. That second category, what does being a triathlete, being strong and flexible, being whatever you want to be in your dream life look like in money? Step 4, add up your doing category. You're catching on. Figure out how much your top 3 priority items in your doing category is going to look like in dollar amounts. Now, the last steps are to take all of those monthly numbers and add them together. So your current monthly expenses times 1.3, and then the having category, the being category, and the doing category. Those are each monthly expense numbers that you're going to add up to one monthly expense number. Then you're going to take that number, multiply it by 12 for 12 months out of the year, and then you have your total earnings goal assessment number. That's the total goal number that you need to reach for. And it may surprise you that it's lower or higher than what your pie in the sky number would have been. Hopefully that goal number isn't necessarily $1 million. Maybe, just maybe, you could get away with only earning $500,000 and still living large and in charge of your world. Now that is the income amount that you strive for and that you work for every day, that you build your dreams around, and not some number that's a random number that you just pulled out of thin air. This gives you a hard number as your goal to work towards for this coming year. And this number is interesting because it will change each year as you continue to grow and your expenses continue to change and you reach a milestone and a goal number, or your family dynamics change. Either maybe you have an extra child, maybe you get married. Things change in our lives, so you will want to revisit this TIGA every year and come up with a new goal each year, what your goal in earnings number is going to be. Depending on your current lifestyle, your numbers are likely significantly different than mine. But I hope you find, as I did, that having a hard number to put on your dreams as you go through your life and your business choices will make your work more productive, your choices more fact-based, and your dreams much more attainable. And what's awesome is I don't have to be a bazillionaire to feel like I have arrived at financial freedom. You have a TIGA number also. It's just up to you to find it and then work for it. You got this. Until next time, make it a great day.